Okay, good evening to you all. Today is our day 16 of this 3-month data analytics bootcamp. Like I said, this bootcamp will last for about 3 months, and today is our day 16. If you can recall, we always start by showing our okay, I'm sorry, please. I just have a glitch on my network. Sorry for that. Okay, good evening to you all. Today is our day 16 of this 3-month data analytics bootcamp. Like I said, this bootcamp will last for about 3 months, and today is our day 16. Like always, we start by showing our outlines that we are to cover for the day. So today we'll have a recap on day 15, and we'll also talk about some if and some ifs. So what we did yesterday, day 15, if you can recall, we discussed about count if and count ifs. Told you the functions we use in order for us to count a particular criteria. For the count ifs, we count different 2 or more criteria, while for the count if, we count only 1 criteria within a range. So today we are going to talk about some if and some ifs. Now, these criteria are used to sum, that is to put the addition of a particular criteria within a range of data. Like the example I'm going to give you, if we are using count if, we are using only 1 criteria. But if you use count ifs with S at the end, we are using 2 or more criteria in order for us to get the total of it. So now, for example, like what we are going to practice with is like a sector or industry of a particular ministry. We can call it ministries or whatever. You were given a data of a ministries, and all the record of that ministry was given to you, maybe for the year of 2021. Okay, so I'm sorry, let me open the data so that as I'm explaining it, you are seeing what I'm saying. Sorry. Can you see my screen now, please? Okay, so like I said, let's just call it a sector or whatever. This is just a sector. You were given a data related to all this sector, and this is the state, and this is the total that this sector makes from a particular year. But take note, all this that you are seeing, these sectors, they just put all the data together. They put all the data together. So for insurance, you can see a lot of insurance. You see there is insurance here, there is insurance here. So insurance from different states can be given to you in order for you to get the total of all the insurance. So we use count sum if in order for us to calculate the total of insurance sector. And also, you can be asked to calculate based on the states also. That's when we are going to use count ifs, because we are going to count some based on sector and sector by state. So we have 2 more criteria for us to sum. So that's what we are going to practice. So I just select these 3 sectors that we are going to get the sum of them. But let me just use this insurance that I just call insurance. Let's say manufacturing. There is manufacturing. Yeah, so let's leave this agriculture and forestry, biotech and pharmaceuticals, and business services. So let's leave this. So we are going to get the total of these sectors that I just mentioned. So let me just write them. 1, 2, these are the, okay, sorry, only need 2 of them to be 5. So this is it. We have 5 of them, and these are we are going to get the total of these sectors. Like I told you, this insurance can be more than 1 because the record of the data is much. So you see, we have about 671 records. So the record is much. So now we are going to get the total using sum if, because we are not going to say, okay, let's do insurance here. Okay, this we write it here. Let's find another insurance here. Let's see where it is here. We calculate it. Let's find another insurance here. That's not how we are going to do. We are going to use 1 single function for us to calculate everything at once until it will give you the answer. That's what we are going to do. So for you to use this sum if, you are going to write equals to sum if, open bracket. You put this sum if and you open your bracket. Then you highlight the range. That's what you are going to do. You highlight the range. So first of all, this is the range. That is the range of the what we are looking for. This is the range. So I'm going to highlight this insurance. That is the sector. So I'm going to highlight it all. That is 671. Then I put comma. Then it will ask me for the criteria. What am I looking for in this particular range? What am I looking for? I'm looking for insurance. So now I can click on insurance, or I can write it by myself. I've already told you how to do that in yesterday's video. So I can click on insurance, or I can write insurance inside double quote. It's all the same, but you must write it the way it is. So I can write insurance like this. I'm looking for insurance. Then sum range, it will ask you for the sum range. This is a sum range. You see, this is the sum range. So I'm going to highlight the sum range. So I highlighted the sum range. Now I'm done with the formula. So now I'm done. The last thing I'm going to do is to close my bracket. I will press enter. And this is it. It gives me the total of all the insurance. Let me turn it to currency. So you see, it gave me 16,004,233. That's what all the insurance sector for all the state. This is what insurance made within this particular year. I don't know if you get how to do this. I'll try it again for the manufacturing, because I want you to master it and I want you to practice. This is a very useful formula, and you will come across it even if you are working with any industry, any ministry, or any government parastatal or NGO. You'll come across it, and it's going to make your work very, very easy to do. So let's do it again. We are going to say sum if, like we just did. Let's write it for the range. That is the range where you need to get the criteria. So I'll just click on this. I'll come back on top. I'll just, now I'm not going to write it. I'm going to click on it. So I'll just click on it. Then I will sum the range. I'll put comma. Then I will highlight the range of the sum. I'll close my bracket. I'll press enter. That's all. It's giving me this, and that's what I got. So now what I'm going to do, I just get the same thing. So let's see, it's currency. This is 12 million for the manufacturing. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this. I'm going to highlight this. Since I'm using the same range, I'm going to lock it. And I'm using this, the same sum range, I'm going to lock it. But for this manufacturing that I just highlight, I'm not going to lock it because I want it to be F4, F5, F6. That's what I want. So I'll leave it like that. I will just drag it down. It will just do the magic for us. You see, if you click on it, it select this agricultural. If you click on the next, it select this biotech. If you click on this, it select this, and it give you the same answer for these 5 sectors. We got the total of the money they made within a particular year. So now let's say states. Okay, let's say we want to get what each particular insurance, now we want to get it for Zamfara, for example, Kaduna, Lagos, Ekiti. We want to get the total of all these ministries by state. Now we are going to do it by ministry. Now we have the total. Now we are going to make it by ministry. How are we going to do it? We are going to use some ifs. Then because we are going to use this and we are going to use this. So this is the insurance, the sector, and this is the state. That's what we are going to use. So let's see how we are going to do it. We're going to say equals to sum ifs. We need to add ace. Then we open bracket. Now it will ask you for the sum range. That's the first thing it will ask you for. Sum range, because sum range is 1. So we are going to highlight the sum range now. Comma, we are done with sum range because now we are going to give it multiple criteria, and that's why sum range is first for us. So we just put sum range. Criteria 1, range. What are we looking for is sector. So this is our criteria 1. So I will just highlight the sector. I highlight the sector, comma. What are we looking for in the sector? We are looking for range, insurance. We are looking for insurance. So I can write insurance like we did before. So I can write insurance by myself, insurance. Then I put comma. I'm done with criteria 1. The criteria 2 has to do with state. So what is the criteria 2 range? Is the state range. Then I will highlight the state range. Then I'll put comma. Then it will ask me for the criteria 2. What am I looking for in the criteria 2? I'm looking for Zamfara. So I will write Zamfara by myself. Then I will write Zamfara like this, comma. I don't need anything because I don't have criteria 3. So I'm not putting any comma again. I'll just close my bracket. I'm done with it. And I'll press enter. Then it will give me the total of Zamfara state. There's the total that Zamfara State made is 1,400,000 and this and that what we got in Zamfara State. And I hope you see how we are doing. I'm going to repeat it again so that you are going to see it, how I did it. So I just say equals to sum ifs. Now it will ask us for the range, sum range first. So I will highlight this sum range, I'll put comma. Then it will ask us for the criteria 1. So criteria 1 is the insurance. We are looking for insurance. So I will just click on this. I will highlight it again. Then I'll put comma. Then it will ask us for the criteria. So out of this range, what are we looking for? We are looking for insurance. So I'm going to click on insurance here. No, we are looking for manufacturing now. So I'm going to click on the manufacturing. Then I'll put comma. What is the criteria 2 range is the state. So I'll just click on the state. I will highlight it like this, comma. What are we looking for in the state? We are looking for Zamfara. Then definitely I'm going to click on Zamfara. But since I didn't write Zamfara the way it is here, let's see. I'll just click on it and close it. Let's see what we get. We got this, so it's okay. Even if it is in capital letter or in small letter, you can still get the same answer for that particular state. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to highlight all the range that I'm using. All of the range, I'm going to highlight the range. So I will lock them. So I will highlight this range. Since it's the same, I will lock it. Then I will highlight this range again. I will lock it. I will highlight this range. I will lock it. But for the criteria, I will not lock this manufacturing and I will not lock this state because I want it to drag for me. So if I press enter now, definitely if I turn this to currency and I drag it the way I drag it back there, it will give me all what Zamfara State has made within this particular sector. But look at it now. What we got is 0. So Zamfara State didn't make anything when it comes to agriculture, biotech, and business. But I'm not sure about that. So let's just use the formula again and see if we did it correctly. Please, let's do it again. So sum ifs, open bracket, the sum range is this. So I'll do this. Then for the criteria, okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I know why we got this 0 here, because this particular H1, now it turns to H2. If you look at it now, it's H2. And we are not talking about H2. We are talking about this H1 alone. Okay, I'm so sorry. My network still just, there's something. So let's see. Okay, so now I just correct the arrow. What I made is just this H1 is supposed to be locked so that when we drag it, it will work. But for the Ministry of Agriculture, Zamfara State didn't make anything when it comes to Ministry of Agriculture. But for other ministries, Zamfara State did make something. So this is what it just gave us, and this is what you did. So we can I will try the formula again for you here, the sum ifs, so that we will get for Kaduna State, and you can go ahead and do a lot of things with what you have learned. Please practice it and practice it. I've already told you that, okay, this data, I can drop this data for you. I can give you this particular data. You can go ahead and learn. But no, I'm not giving you this data. Please get any data and work with it. But I don't want you to learn with a data and practice with that data. I don't want that. I want you to learn from it and practice with another data so that your mind will kind of be bold to other things, so that if you restrict yourself to only this example, you'll just narrow everything in one place. So please, I will not give you this. So let's try this Kaduna State again and see how we can do it. Equals to sum ifs, open bracket, the sum range first. I will highlight it, then I'll put comma. I'm sorry, today I don't know what's wrong with my network. I don't know what's wrong with my network, but let's just rush up and finish it. I don't know what today's network means. So let's try and finish this. I will just try this again for you to see. So I'm going to highlight this criteria 1 range. Then I'm looking for insurance, of course, for the state of Kaduna. So here it is. I can click on the state or I write it. So let me just write insurance like this. For the criteria range is for the state. I'll highlight it. What am I looking for? I'm looking for Kaduna. I'll write Kaduna by myself. I'll close my bracket and press enter. Definitely it will give us what Kaduna State made in insurance industry. You see, it makes 1 million, this and that. So if you want, we are going to highlight everything. So now for the range, I'm going to highlight this range. I'm going to highlight this range. And for this, I'm removing this. But I'm going to click on manufacturing, and for this range, I'll lock it, and this range also, I'll lock it, and I'll press enter. Now, if I drag it down, definitely to bring you all what coordinate state get. So this is what coordinate state I have made within this particular thing. So this is what this sum ifs and sum if did in Excel for you. It helps you to calculate based on to get the addition of something based on the criteria, and it's a very, very, very powerful formula. Very powerful formula. Please put it at the back of your mind. You're going to need this formula in as much as you'll be working in a lot of industries or a lot of organizations. You will be in need of this formula. So please, this is where we are going to start. This is where we'll call it a day. If you have a question, please ask your question. If you don't, then I'll just end the class and I'll drop the recorded class to you. If you have anything, you can ask, please. If you have a question, please, you can ask. I just see one chat. Yeah, if you say I should explain the first one, that's not a question, it's a command. And you watch the video, put it in slow motion, and you kind of, you will read it, and you will see how it works again. Please, if you have a question, you can ask. Like I told you, this formula will come in handy a lot for you. I don't think, I'm not going to give you assignment on this formula. It's very simple now, but you need to know it and learn it. You'll be working with this formula. It helps a lot, and it will help you a lot. So please take note on it. It's not that difficult, but you need to know how it works. Okay, so I think we can call it a day. So let's meet. I'll drop the link for you, please, to watch the video and you see what you can learn. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful dream. Thank you.